Number 23.
23, 23, 23,
23,
23, 23, 23, 23.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. Korey, my name has 5 letters in it, right? But if you add 18 to it, it's 23.
That's it. I'm killing your girlfriend.
It's crazy.
So when you read a book, will you become Colin Farrell as well?
See, well, we can't use that because we're giving a... Wait a minute, Colin Farrell?
Because he looks like Colin Farrell.
Didn't you notice that when he's Jim? Okay, so the movie is about Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey's reading this book. And when he's in normal life, he is a dog catcher and goofy Jim Carrey and all nervous and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But when he reads the book, he becomes Colin Farrell, saxophone playing detective,
Haunted by his past that he can't remember.
See, this movie is not at all what I expected when I went in there, and that's not a good thing, really. Now, it was interesting the whole time. I was never really bored, but overall, this was just silly.
Well, it is silly. It's very silly, but it does ask you to suspend your disbelief, and it's not easy at times, but it's not a horror movie. It's trying to say in the trailers, ooh, this is going to be scary. It's going to be creepy. And it's not. But it is kind of fun if you go with it. I mean, it's like one of those, such a convoluted set of instances that could never really happen, but you can kind of go along with it and laugh and have fun.
I am smack dab in the middle of you two, and not just metaphorically. No, I really, really, really like this movie until he gets to chapter 23, which is the big twist in the movie. And chapter 23 is, oh, what's going to happen? And the movie realizes that it's not a weird, creepy movie and goes, oh, yeah, this is a Hollywood thriller. And we start taking every member of the cast and saying, oh, hey, maybe they're the killer. Oh, maybe they're the killer. Maybe they're the killer. And then we find out the big twist, and you're sitting there going, really? That's what they've been building up to this whole movie? This is the end of this movie?
Yeah.
And it's going to take 20 minutes to explain why this is the end of this movie?
See, that's the thing. It was like it took 23 minutes to explain what was going on.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Maybe there is something to this. And, I mean, you're right. I was expecting one or two things. I mean, the way they were going on about the number 23, I thought, like, the number 23 was going to be attacking people like Godzilla or something. You know, that's how ominous 23 is. Or I was expecting, like, this conspiracy movie that would like really go into like all the secrets behind 23, and I didn't really get that. Now you're right, I did have fun with the movie. I mean, like I said, and Jim Carrey is fun to watch. It's just, I mean, they really stretched this movie to explain a really ridiculous ending.
I think a lot of people are going to be asking how is Carrey in this, because people are still, despite the fact he's done a great job in some dramatic roles before, they're a little skeptical about him in like a thriller type thing. Mm-hmm. And he does do a good job. I'm just not really sure he looks like the type of guy who should be in these type of movies at all. His face is just amiable, you know? He's a likable looking guy. You're like, oh, he looks like he's a clown.
That's the point to him playing in this movie. Yeah. I mean, he's supposed to be the goofy dad who gets obsessed and starts losing his mind.
When he, you know what? I'm just now understanding who you're talking about, Colin Farrell.
Oh yeah, now it dawns on you. You're thinking of him as the cop. You're like, yeah, he really was Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I'm just now. I don't know what Colin I was thinking about before, but yeah, he does look like Colin Farrell when he's playing. And see, that's the whole thing.
He's got the stubble, and chicks are hanging all over him, and he's smoking a cigarette, and playing a saxophone.
He's got bad tattoos and stuff. I mean, that really was a shitty tattoo he had. And I mean,
that tattoo looked familiar, Korey.
Yeah, I was
you
wondering.
A little bitter?
No. Mine are better. But I don't think that he has a bad face for these roles. I mean, I just don't think he's been given enough. And when he was okay, the thing with this movie is, yeah, he does start out as really goofy kind of Jim Carrey. That's the only problem I see, because when he becomes a detective, he pretty much fits that role pretty well, but surprisingly well. The only thing I didn't like, there's this whole subplot of him being this detective, and that stuff is put in there just to make this movie flashy. You know, and to just expand the movie to make it longer than it should be.
Well, it's a red herring, kind of. It throws you off the track on some level.
Communism is just a red herring.
The other thing is this is based heavily, like, in concept by the works of this writer, Robert Anton Wilson, who started many generations of people obsessed with the number 23 as a conspiracy thing. Like, all these letters of words add up to 23. All these big dates end up being 23. Which, you know, come on, pick a number. You can find it throughout history if you look for it, you know. And this is one of these things. And there's constant references throughout this movie to this guy and how fucking crazy all this shit is and how crazy you have to be to just believe. Even the original writer who wrote this said, yeah, you got to be kind of bonkers even to believe this in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want to really, I mean, because if he didn't make 23 out of something straightforwardly, he went around a way to make it work.
Did you notice there's 2 movies coming out this weekend that both feature Virginia Madsen married to a crazy obsessed guy?
What's the other one?
The Astronaut Farmer.
Oh, okay.
This is true.
And they both come out on the 23rd. You know,
Now, keep in mind, to make a crazy movie like this, they got a crazy director. They brought on Joel Schumacher, the guy who gave us nipples on the batsuit, for Christ's sake. I love Joel Schumacher, man, but, you know, come on, dude.
I think they're saying, you know, we had no idea what was going to happen in Lost with the numbers. America loves numbers. We need a number movie.
Well,
the 5, 18, 23, 42, something. I can't remember what the last number was.
No, it's
what is
4,
it?
8,
4,
15,
8,
16, 23,
42.
23.
The magical numbers.
Oh my God, 23. The people on Lost have read Robert Anton Wilson.
wait, there's a 23 and then numbers in Lost?
Oh, yeah. And this is why. That's why that number was put in there.
Yeah.
23 because of the 23 conspiracy.
42 because of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. Americans might as well be obsessed with numbers. God knows we can't read, so you know it was. We thought numbers would scare. Letters would freak us out.
I've got scary numbers for you. Ghost Rider opening weekend, $44 million. Yeah, try to get obsessed figuring that one out.
And been 23 million. That would be crazy. Oh, I thought my phone was ringing. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was hoping this movie would be better, just for the sake of Jim Carrey going on to take more serious roles, because I did like him in that sappy, shitty movie. The what was it?
There were several.
Eternal Sunshine in the Spotless Mind?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
That's great. Truman Show, Man on the Moon.
The one where he opened a theater.
Majestic.
The Majestic.
Yeah.
I like him in that movie, and I watched the movie on HBO.
I like him in that movie. The
Yeah.
movie itself, it's kind of like it. Even Frank Capra would go, "Jesus, get the sugary taste out of my mouth."
Oh, I love that movie.
I like the movie, but it is too sappy, and then, nothing that he's really accepted right now has really boosted his career serious wise, except for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, maybe. But that's just one. I don't know, man. And I'm like you, Joel Schumacher. He's hit or miss with me.
Well, he's directed some great stuff like
Tigerland.
Tigerland, and I happen to be a big fan of 8mm, despite the fact a lot of people don't like it. And then he's done stuff like the last two, bad Batman movies before Christopher Nolan figured out how to make a good one.
Which, nothing can redeem him for at this point. He's pretty much going to burn
That's
in
not
hell,
true.
so he might as well make whatever the hell he wants to.
No, that's not true. He made Tigerland afterwards and totally redeemed himself. But then he went and made...
I love Tigerland, but it still doesn't redeem it.
I like Phone Booth.
Phone Booth's good. But
Bad
then he
ending.
did that... What was that film with Anthony Hopkins and Chris Rock?
No, Joel Schumacher didn't do that.
Wasn't that Schumacher? I'm pretty sure it was.
No, bad something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Schumacher... And he did All About the Benjamins as well.
Joel Schumacher did All About the
Yes, he
Benjamins.
did. Look it up on your computer, man. I'm telling you.
Wait a minute, I don't want to waste your guy. So you're right, he did do Bad Company is the name of the movie.
Bad
with,
Company.
with
And
Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins.
And you could not find worse company. I mean,
Well, if there's anything scarier than the number 23, is trying to take Chris Rock as a serious spy.
Oh, those guys, him and Anthony Hopkins, still go chill out with their homies,
Yeah.
smoke a blunt, hang out.
Yeah, exactly. He's down with the homies. But anyway, I mean, overall, this particular movie, I liked it. I thought it was all right. I
I did like it as well. Like I said, I didn't have as many problems with the ending. I understand where y'all are coming from. I thought the very ending, the epilogue, kind of redeemed it in some ways for me. But I would have kind of preferred if it had kept going with the metaphysical, gotten more horror and less thriller.
Well, I mean, I know you're going to say something. I just wanted to say that there are some bad things in this movie, too, though. Like that dog that keeps showing up, just staring. Yeah.
The magical mutt.
Yeah, the magical, mystical dog. It's like just showing up and just staring at
The
him.
guardian of the dead.
Yeah, the movie could have done without that dog. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure it needed the dog either. That was sort of a Duke's ex machina dog. That was basically, shit, how's he going to find out about this plot point? Oh, we'll have a magical dog. Ooh, or a magical black man. Been done.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take the dog.
This is a really good movie that just drives off the cliff at one point, and you're either with it or you're going to be sitting there going, no, I did not just watch this movie for this moment. And really, that moment, that's what killed it for me.
Yeah. I mean, it really did bring the movie down. I mean, what could have been a great movie is just all right. So